We are a podcast that highlights Black businesses, entrepreneurs, even our local businesses as well too, our allies as well too. Anybody who wants to promote their business,
or craft,
or craft, absolutely, can come on the Top Hill podcast. So if you guys are interested in being a guest, don't hesitate to reach out to us via DM at Top Hill Pod or through our email tophillpod@gmail.com. I seen a list a couple of weeks ago that really inspired me, and I'm just gonna let you guys know why it inspired me and why we're gonna be doing the things the way we're doing. So I saw a list of the 15 most wealthiest Black people in the world, and looking at that list, a couple of things stood out to me when I saw it. It's like, dang, I don't know half of these people.
None of them.
It's like, I know Jay-Z.
We know him.
I know Kanye. I know Oprah. I know Tyler Perry. But they was at the bottom of the list.
Indeed.
And I was like, wow. Like, you know what I mean? So it made me very intrigued about the other people that were on this list as well, too. And that we should definitely know about them and absolutely give them their flowers, learn about them, and see how they made it and stuff like that. So
because of those ones that you mentioned, they are American and all entertainers.
Yes.
In that industry. And
right.
Everybody else that's on that list is not in that industry.
Right. The number one person on that list, the richest, the wealthiest Black person on the planet, goes by the name of Aliko Dangote. And Mr. Dangote, I it's funny because I've seen this name before, but I don't know where.
Did you? Because I had never.
You never? So I'm a fan of, Afro music, and I remember a really popular song by Burna Boy called Dangote. I really, really like that song. I listen to it all the time, and I was like, I wonder if there's a connection. And sure enough, he's literally talking about
like how we used to rap about Trump and stuff all the time.
Exactly.
He is that.
He's that. He's like, the Trump of Africa. I mean, I don't know. Put it like that. But
and we didn't have no idea about him.
Had no clue that the wealthiest Black person in the world is an African man from Nigeria by the name of Aliko Dangote, having a net worth of over $13.5 billion. It's crazy. I did my research on him, and one thing that I found out about Mr. Dangote is his personality. It's not like what you expect. I wasn't expecting this from him. I'm thinking maybe a loud or arrogant or cocky kind of person, but he is the complete opposite. He's very soft-spoken, quiet, seems like a patient kind of person. Hardworking, too, because this person, even though he's the wealthiest Black person in the world, he still works every day, and that really goes to tell you his character and how he feels. Like he has not stopped past his goal yet. He continued to build new goals for himself, and he's not gonna stop until he gets there. And this man, he's 63 years old.
He can retire at any time.
Yeah, exactly. So a lot of people, especially at his age, accomplishing what he has accomplished. I mean, he's at the top of the mountain for us. But then he's not thinking about just being the wealthiest Black person. He's trying to be like almost the wealthiest person. The way how he's working.
It's surprising that you said that you didn't think his personality would be like that, though.
Yeah.
If you look at everybody on that list, especially the ones that we know, they don't embody that.
But I feel like, even though, like, okay, Oprah and Jay-Z may not be, like, loud, aggressive, but they still, it's the personalities, like, they're more willing to be on camera. Maybe it's because they come from the entertainment.
But they are entertainers.
Maybe that's why. And maybe because I'm seeing this person, he's not an entertainer.
Nowhere near that industry.
yeah, nowhere in this industry. So if you guys want to know what he did or what industry he's in, he is the founder of the Dangote Group. They are in the cement industry. He actually started with trading cement as a business owner, and then he got.
Is that surprising to you, being in Africa where there's nothing but dirt?
No, so.
But to say you've been. You know, it's a lot of dirt around.
There's dirt here too. But my thing is,
not.
It's dirt in the.
All we do is build shit. You need to go to the other part. Where I'm from. Well, you know, for those of you who don't know, I'm Sudanese, so it's more like a desert-like country. Mm-hmm. It's dirt.
It's dirt there.
Where we see trees and grass and things like that is not common over there. You know what I mean? So in my head, it would make sense for you to scoop up this sand and, you know, do something.
Well,
and they don't have as many they have as much land, more land, but not half as many buildings and stuff. So of course, to me, you would use your resources.
So for me, if you guys know, Nigeria, where he's from, is the wealthiest country in Africa, and their major industry is oil. Mm-hmm. And he...
And scamming. Okay, I'm done.
Yeah, our Nigerian like, hey, who that?
Yeah, they got overtaken by the car warranties, but continue on.
You know what?
You remember when it was all African emails?
You know what? I didn't open those emails.
Sending over those money orders. You ain't never get one of the money orders from
I never
Africans?
opened an email. Look, I'm in IT. I don't open up them emails, okay? I know
that was
better.
back in the day, though.
Yeah, I knew better. It's like,
now
I don't know
we know
man.
better. Spam. Spam like.
In Nigeria, the number one industry is oil. That's where they get most of their money from. He actually did something more unique, which most Africans weren't doing, was actually looking at gaining his wealth from other industries first and then coming into industry. Because one thing he mentioned in one of his interviews is that he understands how important branding is and how important the name is. He wanted to make sure that the name Dangote wasn't attached or associated with anything negative. And with the people, like, everybody looks at the oil company as like an evil company to get into a lot of corruption and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. He didn't want to be associated with that until he already, got where he's at, you know what I mean? So he actually looked into the soil, like Jamila said. He looked into the soil and actually saw what was around him and capitalized on it. I was just like, man, what would happen if more people started doing that? He got into cement. He got into the sugar. Flour, all these things that I'm like, yo, like, you become
natural
resources coming from the continent with the most natural resources. To me, that should be that to me really stood out to me. It's just like, wow, look at what he was able to accomplish with what was around him. For him, a lot of people think that he kind of was handed his wealth, but after listening to his story, he did come from a wealthy family, but
he made it wealthier. Like, it wasn't just like, oh, I took this person's money and I flipped it and now I'm rich. And I stopped working. The man is 63, so even if he was handed his wealth, stop hating.
Right. Yeah, I mean, you don't have a net worth of $13.5 billion from just somebody handing you that down. I mean, like, in his circumstance, you know what I mean? So,
and his family wasn't, they might have been wealthy in that country, but not the wealthiest.
Right. A little bit about his story, his background, if you guys are interested. Like I said, his name is Aliko Dangote. He graduated from a school in Nigeria and went to college in Egypt. He attended there for business, and once he graduated there, he went back to Nigeria and started his own trading company. That's when he started trading in the cement industry. And then eventually, he actually got a loan from his uncle. There was the one time that he was given money. He got a loan, but he paid that loan back in 3 months because of how successful his business was. And that was the extent of what was handed to him. You know what I mean? So that's another key thing, too, about being a business person, like being a man of your word, being able to execute what you say you're going to be able to do in a timely manner. That shows a lot, you know what I mean, as a business person. So, yeah. So, obviously, he took that and created an empire off of the Dangote group. And if you guys, want to learn more about him, I advise you to. He's a very interesting person. Seems like you can learn a lot from him. He's done a lot of things, to me, philanthropist work in Africa as well, too. His vision seems really big, and I see him trying to do his best to, uplift the country of Nigeria and Africa as a whole. So, and he also really goes by the title. They like to say the richest black person, or like to say the richest African, because, they don't want to associate the two. But yes, he is.
Yeah, we're the only ones that like to include ourselves in everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
But from our perspective, though, it's very important that us as Americans do get to see a black rich person, the blackest rich person. So, you know, we are in America. So from our perspective, he is the richest black person.
All right, guys. So that is our top business this week. Every week we'll be highlighting a black business or entrepreneur. And yeah, so if you guys also want to get your business promoted or your skills promoted on here, hit us up and we'll go ahead and highlight that.